Hello, best regards to you. My name is EMMANUEL, OPOKU, and this is Breaking Free Today, helping you make right decisions that will help you break free from various habits and substances which bind us. I have been dealing extensively on addictions, providing all the information needed for people to make decisions for themselves, and I trust that you have been so blessed by following the things that I have been sharing so far. Today I want to technically look at what addiction is, because I have treated that a number of times. I looked at that in the light of scripture. God's standards are different from that of man. And so this is where it's becoming challenging. Remember, all addiction experts, they don't consider spirituality per se, because it's very broad and varied. In different cultures and in different continents, people understand spirituality differently, and so they don't include these things in their diagnosis of what addiction is. So what I am doing is a very serious attempt, and that is to reconcile what science has given us to what scripture says. And so that's a lot of work. But technically, how do experts define addiction? They say addiction is repeated involvement with a substance or activity, despite the harm it now causes, because that involvement was and may continue to be pleasurable or valuable. So we see that it's a repeated involvement. It's not something you just do once. It's something you continually do with a substance or activity. So I explained you can be addicted to things like substances like alcohol or tramadol, all the other stuff we know. Or you can also be addicted to activities like watching porn, like jogging, like gambling. Those are activities you do. So you can be addicted to both substances and activities, despite the substantial harm it now causes. So we are looking at how to diagnose or how to label a particular behavior as addictive. And they say it now causes harm. Now, meaning what you are doing is creating obvious problems for you, yet you still continue to indulge in it. Okay, like you are losing your family, you are losing your marriage because of your drinking, yet you are unable to stop. Or watching porn is affecting your marriage, or taking tramadol is seriously affecting your health, or smoking is really affecting your health, yet you are not stopping in spite of the harm. And the reason is that what you are doing is pleasurable and may continue to be. So although you derive some form of pleasure from it, although it's creating problems for you. So we will see this as having four major components. Addiction includes both substances and activities such as sex and gambling. Or addiction leads to substantial harm. That's point number 2. And addiction is a repeated involvement despite the harm. So despite the harm, you still repeat those things. And addiction continues because it was or is now pleasurable and may continue to be. I gave the 4 stages, general stages of progression in addiction. So stage 1, experimentation. Stage 2, regular use. Stage 3, problem use. And stage 4, full-blown addiction stage. So most of us actually, we are either in regular use or in problem use. We haven't really gotten to that full-blown addiction stage. So most of us, we are on the journey progressing into full-blown addiction stage. And this is where we can make a U-turn. So for most of the things we struggle with, technically they may not qualify as addictions, But that notwithstanding, you are still in that process to the place, because you will finally land there anyway. So whether you are in experimentation or regular use of the thing, in regular use you can control it. It's not creating problem for you. Of course, you have drinks in your room, you drink, you're okay, you're able to steady, it's not affecting you. But with time, your appetite for it will increase. And that's where God's definition comes in. God will not want you to start at all. All right, but experts will tell you to drink in moderation. As long as what you are doing, you can do it in moderation and average it such that it doesn't cause problem. Experts think that you are okay, but God does not look at moderation. God will tell you to clean up and continue. So for those of us who are in regular use of something and we can still control it, sometimes even in problem use, it's creating problem for us, yet we can still control. But the only thing that keeps us doing the thing is the pleasure that we are getting from it. Okay. And so don't label everything you see as addiction. Yes, it may be in a continuum. It hasn't gotten to that full-blown addiction stage where you've lost control and you need help, but you are still in the process. And that is where you can make a U-turn. So all those who are crying about masturbation or porn and I can't quit, you haven't gotten to that place. Now, if you go to full-blown masturbation addiction, you will even get scared of yourself, because people can masturbate many times a day. All right, you haven't gotten to that point. There are some, they do that once or twice or even 3 times in a week. So it's not a full-blown addiction stage. It's something we can manage. All right. And so once we understand this, then we don't get so frustrated. I am addicted to something. You are in the process and you can make a U-turn. All right. So don't let your mind accept that thing that once I'm struggling with something, then I'm addicted to it. You are in the process. You are enjoying it. Addiction has started, but you haven't gotten to that full-blown addiction stage. And so these resources I'm sharing with you, if you follow them carefully, that should help you make a U-turn very quickly and build very good habits to replace the old habit that you have formed, which is creating this behavioral difficulty for you. All right, so that is by way of trying to clarify that not everything you see is addiction. Yes, people might be drinking. You have seen them. They have been going to the drinking spot frequently these days. It doesn't mean they are addicted, but they are in the process. So they are in a particular stage and they can really make a U-turn until they hook themselves to that final stage. All right, so God bless you. I'll be bringing more education along this line. And my name, once again, is EMMANUEL, OPOKU, AGYEMANG, and I'm your advocate in the area of addictions. I believe everybody can break free and put our lives back on track. So God richly bless you. Until then, bye-bye.